Hello, welcome back to the Amber Wave Show, where this week we look back at this past week's action as Yarmouth travelled to Cornard in a much anticipated match.
And before we start, we are just 6 days away from our charity dartathon, where we will be taking on 12 hours of continuous darts in aid of the Macmillan Cancer Support. And if you would like to sponsor us as we tackle this, please click the link in the description, and there is a link to a donation page.
Yeah, an amazing charity doing amazing work that affects so many people, so if you can donate, please do. But on to this past week's game.
Yeah, the game kicked off at a blistering pace for Yarmouth, who had the lion's share of the chances and possession in the opening exchanges. Fairly early on, we had a free kick, and the first yellow card was given to the Cornard players. And in our view, it looked like the Yarmouth player slipped on the ball, and somehow the Cornard player, who was tied to the Yarmouth player, gave away the free kick and got a yellow card. He was pretty lucky not to get a second yellow for dissent, however, the initial foul wasn't really a foul that we thought, but the subsequent free kick got placed to the right attacking side, and the cross found its way to the keeper.
Yeah, so soon after that, delight for Yarmouth, who travelled in their sheer numbers, outnumbering the Cornard fans almost 2-1. Jesse paced down the right flank, and with a perfectly timed cross, paced in low, driven well, found Tom Pipe, who snatched the ball home to flip the script upside down, and the team with the best current form in the league found themselves 1-0 down.
Fen just in the corner trying to pass it into Tom Pipe. Yeah! Get in there! What a pass indeed! And Yarmouth lead 1-0 with a brilliant pass there from Fen. Tom Pipe just puts it in, just taps it in, and Yarmouth are 1-0 up. Get in there!
Cornard then had a chance to level not long after, as the Cornard player went down from a hefty challenge. The referee played the advantage with the ball in the possession of Cornard, finding the right-hand side, attacking Ling's goal with a snatch shot hitting the outside of the netting, and remained 1-0.
Yeah, Yarmouth soon retaliated with a chance of their own. The ball from that right-hand side and very near the corner flag was whooped in deep, crossed to an unmarked Cousins, who managed to control the ball as the Cornard number 2 pressed. A quick pass to Ingram, who hit his shot, deflected straight off the Cornard player out for a corner.
Yeah, shortly after, a brilliant play from Yarmouth as Barber dispossessed the Cornard player in a fantastic area of the pitch for the Bloaters. He ran the ball to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box, past to Cousins, who blasted his shot goalward. The keeper only able to palm the ball to the path of Barber, and Barber finished the play and started rifling the ball into the back of the net to make it Yarmouth 2, Cornard 0.
No, just trips over. And it's been one back by Barber. Cousins trying for the shot there, being blocked. Back to Barber! Charlie Barber scores Yarmouth second. What a first half this is indeed. Absolutely fantastic on the rebound there.
Come on,
Charlie
boys.
Barber doubles the lead. Cornard United 0. Great Yarmouth Town 2.
The half levelled out fairly evenly between the two sides, with Cornard struggling to find the back of the net, but was not shy in finding their names in the referee's book.
Yep, and in the second half, and a change of scenery and ends for the Bloaters, Yarmouth started positively with some great build-up play, but unable to find that killer last pass until Regan Perry played a lovely through ball to Tom Pipe, who was able to run past 2 defenders, get the ball before the keeper. He managed to take it round the keeper, but his touch was maybe a little too strong, as it took him quite wide from a tight angle, and his shot catching the outside of the net.
Yeah, another great bit of play from the Bloaters. Saw a brilliant run from the right-hand side with a low cross again into the box, with the ball falling to Jesse, whose shot was saved by the keeper. Cousins was on the end of it, though, as the ball rolled into the net, but was judged to be offside by the linesman, and it remained 2-0.
Yeah, moments later, another chance went begging for the Bloaters after Cousins crossed the ball from the left-hand side to Barber, whose shot was saved by the keeper to be put out for a corner.
Yeah, and yet another chance fell to the Bloaters. This time, the cross into Jesse Fenn, with the ball bouncing unkindly from a very worn pitch, and the shot blazed over. Would we be made to pay for our missed opportunities?
Well, moments after that, a poor clearance from Connor Deeks, which was pretty much scuffed, found the feet of a corner player who basically one-on-one with Ling, The Cornard player just shot and it tricked into the bottom left corner of the net to make it 2-1, and the game was very much on.
Well, they get one back after a defensive mishap there.
And the crowd goes wild!
And it was Cornard who tried to clear it away, but it just fell to the wrong player and it's just slotted into the bottom right corner. Cornard get one back, and it is game on.
Cornard then sort of found their feet in the game with a few good chances, and from a corner, the ball trickled to the right-hand side to an unmarked Cornard player who shot from about 18 yards and rifled his shot into the goal to equalise and make it 2-2.
Try for the shot, they've scored! Off the volley, and they have come back from 2-0, they've equalised.
From then, Yarmouth went pressing for the goal with several opportunities again going begging.
Yeah, there was a potential silver lining though for the Bloaters, as a Cornard player was given a yellow card and sin-binned for asking the referee where the advantage was. And we know this was exactly what he said because you could hear everything. Now, I'm not saying that this happened in the game, but let's just say, for example, if a certain player was using foul and abusive language towards the referee and they were not booked for dissent for 80 minutes, and then hypothetically, if a player asked the referee where an advantage was and found himself sin-binned for it, I would probably be quite confused. Yeah. But that's just a hypothetical because it would never happen in a game, would it? Or would it?
And with that hypothetical reason for the sin bin, Yarmouth really pushed to find that winner. With no luck, however, a fantastic chance for Yarmouth late on as the ball was played through the back line of Cornard, with the Yarmouth forward running past two defenders. He was about to be one-on-one with the keeper, but bizarrely, the linesman's flag went up for offside. The only reason that we could think of this ever being offside was maybe there was a rule change we weren't aware of, maybe. That in stoppage time, the ball has to be received in your own half.
Yeah. And after that fiasco, the game finished 2-2. In my opinion, and this is just a hypothetical opinion, if both teams and managers were the same and there were 3 people on the pitch, that was changed, we could have had a much more enjoyable game. But that's just a hypothetical, because if that's just 3 people and both team managers and all the players stayed the same, then yeah, it's just a hypothetical. And instead of Moon joining us, it's Shadow. What did you think of the game?
Well, I thought first half we were excellent. I think we were definitely on top of the game, especially away from home against a team that hadn't lost since October.
Yeah, in the league it was October the 8th.
Since October. But yeah, I thought we gave them a good battle in the first half. Second half, I think it was more their turn, I think, but we still had a lot of chances because I think we scored about 4 goals that were then ruled offside across the full 90, but I think they were mainly all in the second half, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, I think maybe we had a bit of the rub of the green with the decisions in the first half. I think they had a few yellow cards that...
on a different day or...
Never a yellow card. However, I do think they were lucky that 3 or 4 of their players didn't get sin-bin for what they were saying to the referee. Yeah. But that sin-bin in the second half, it wasn't a sin-bin. It shouldn't have been a sin-bin for them. But that is just how it goes. But a draw for Yarmouth, a point earned, which we would have been very happy before the game started. But now all eyes to the next game.
Yep, Yarmouth's next game is in fact this Saturday as the Bloaters host Hadleigh at the Wellesley for the first time this season, which seems so weird considering it's February. Hadleigh currently sit 14th in the league. They have played a total of 23 games with 8 wins, 5 draws and 10 losses. They have a negative 10 goal difference and are sitting on 29 points. 18 points above the drop, and with the bottom two's record, that's probably enough points to stay in the division. Over the last 5 games, they have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2. They have managed to score 8 goals, although half of them were against the Basement Boys, Sheringham, this past week, and they have conceded 9 in that time.
Yeah. While the Bloaters, after that good point away, are still on a bit of a sticky patch when it comes to form over the last 5 games. Yeah. But with a very large injury list with that we have of late, we still find ourselves in 11th. Oh, Moon is just playing with the ball. We still find ourselves in 11th place in the league with 23 games played. Over that time, we have totaled 9 wins, 7 draws and 7 losses, sitting on 34 points with a positive 10 goal difference. Like I said earlier, the form hasn't been fantastic of late, but there's only so much you can do with such a depleted squad after coming up from the division below. In the last 5 games, we have 0 wins, 4 draws and 1 loss. We have scored 3 goals in those matches, in those 5 matches, while only conceding 5. But with 1 loss, with the injuries we've had, personally, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, Hadleigh, what do we think?
I think, again, they're sort of in a similar position to us, mid-table, sort of just fighting to just finish, like stay in the league. I think it'll be a close game, but I think we'll want to win it just to get the confidence back up, get the momentum back going again. Because I know we've only lost. Well, we haven't won in 5, but we've only lost 1 in that 5. We've just got draws.
Yeah.
So we ideally just need to pick up as many points as we can from this point on, because it's coming towards the business end of the season. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good game, home atmosphere. So hopefully get a good crowd, get behind the boys, and hopefully bring or keep 3 points at home.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't got a great record, Hadleigh. Minus 10 goal difference as well, so they're conceding more than they're scoring, which is a good thing considering that I think 2 or 3 of them, was it 2 matches that have finished in 0-0?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 2 matches finished 0-0.
Because there was Woodbridge, I think, that finished 0-0.
Yeah.
And there was one more.
One match finished 1-1, one match finished 2-2, and then we lost the other match.
Yeah.
Against Downham Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, Downham Town we lost, and then we've drawn 4.
Yeah.
But we've lacked scoring in those.
Yeah.
I haven't got the information to hand of how many we score at home rather than away. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know if that's pretty level, but I'm surprised we managed to find the net against Cornard for 2 reasons. One of which was that Cornard have been so good.
Yeah.
Second of which is that pitch in the second half was cut up.
Yeah.
Like, it was terrible.
The first half really wore it out.
Oh yeah, first half the pitch was fine. Second half it was just destroyed.
Yeah.
But I think we probably should get 3 points.
Hopefully.
Obviously this season Hadleigh are going to be safe.
Yeah.
Yarmouth are going to be safe. Like, I think the beauty is, I think if you look over the last few seasons, the teams that have been relegated have been very poor. Like, they've barely picked up points throughout the season. I mean, look at last season when we were in the north.
Yeah.
Like, Swaffham. Like, they've consistently performed so poorly. I think they're on like
and then there
9
have been
points.
teams that have changed and are performing a lot better, because like you look at both Haverhill teams last season, they were both, well, Borough were near the relegation end, Rovers were as well, but towards the end they picked it up and finished more mid-table. But then look at them this season, I think they've only lost one game.
They've lost one
all season, and they've got quite a big point gap at the top of the
Yeah,
table.
massive now.
I think they're definitely coming up.
Oh yeah, they'll come up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 3 points. Do you?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, at the start of the video, we said about our charity event. It's happening next week on the 20th. So please, if anyone would like to donate, we've attached a link in the description if you'd like to support us in any way. We will also be streaming the 12 hours live on the Non-League Wonders YouTube, as well as my personal TikTok. So there'll be 2 ways to watch. You keep on track of that on our X. I nearly said Twitter. On our X, we'll be posting links to both the TikTok and the YouTube, as well as a donate page throughout the day. But other than that, that's all for this week's episode. So we hope you enjoyed, and as always, up the bloaters.